he might even send you.
Okay guys, so we're going to do a brief cruiser group on cruiser group Fire Storm Armada demo between myself and Dan. This is primarily aimed at people wanting to pick up the great game from Spartan. We're going to engineer the encounter, so obviously bear in mind that you play it tends to be on a 4x4 table or a 6x4 depending on your fleet size. So obviously we'll engineer this encounter. We're using Fire Storm Armada version 2, which is the great hardback rulebook. Check our store out for that. Fantastic value, full games in there, as our 4 starter fleet stat lines, so it's well worth picking up. The book, just a handful of D6, you even get measuring device, which is essentially this piece of laminated cardboard, but all that comes with your tokens in your starter fleet. So if you get the Battle for Valhalla, you get the rulebook, 2 fleets, a space station, various bits in that. So we're going to engineer it up from there and just play through the basics of the turn. If you've any questions about Fire Storm Armada, don't hesitate to get in touch with us. So to determine who gets the first turn in the game, both admirals, which is myself and Dan, roll 2d6 and you add your fleet tactics bonus, which both fleets are tactic bonus 1, so it's the total score. So I've scored 9 on the dice plus 1 to 10. Dan has scored 10 on the dice plus 1 to 11. So it's Dan to activate first.
Right then guys, going to move my cruisers, the Executioner cruisers, and we've got a move limit of 9 inches. In Firestorm you've got to move at least half of that, so we've got to move 4.5 inches no matter what. So I'm going to move these guys up, so I'm going to move them 7 inches. You always measure from the centre of the peg to centre of the peg in a straight line. So I've gone 7 inches with all of these guys. You can do this either, you can move one ship and turn. I sometimes move all of them and then turn. We use the turn template
gauge, whatever you want to call it, yeah.
Might want to come over the top of this one, Tom. Basically, to do a turn, square up the template to the edge of the base, and this takes up 1 inch of movement. Now, I can move all the way around, classing as 1 inch, or you don't have to go all the way around, you can just line it up for better shots. So, luckily, I have a lot of turret weapons, so I don't really need a great line of sight.
The directs tend to have a lot of 360 fire, where other ships have to rely on literally giving them a good broadside to
give them a broadside.
That's the first time we've said it.
The first of many.
That's it, yeah.
Right, so I've done my movement there, guys. I've moved 8 inches altogether, and next it will be my firing. Right then, guys, so I've moved into position, and I want to open up on these dirty Aquan cruisers. So I'm going to link fire. Linking fire means that I can get all the weapon systems of this squadron, maximise the firepower to inflict the most damage I can on his cruisers. Firestorm works in range bands. There's 4 range bands. So I'm going to measure, because you can pre-measure in this. So I'm going to be in range band 2 because I'm between 10 and 20 inches away.
And that does differ on the type of weapon you have, so all the ships do have different options for weapons, things like that do differ the range bands.
To link fire, you choose a weapon system on a ship. That gets its full amount of dice. So at this range I get 8 shots, 8 attack dice with the turrets. To work out the rest of the guys, you can add them up all together, then half, or you can half and add up. Either way, they get 4 shots each, and then you add that to
one big massive shot.
One big pool of dice. Great for trying to bring down the big guys, really. So his cruisers are Aquan, which do have a nasty rule, which makes them hard targets, basically difficult targets. So I need
normally in the game you hit on a 4, 5 or a 6, unless it's a small ship like an escort or filthy Aquans.
So these guys, I need 5s and 6s. I'm going to aim for the lead guy, and let's see what happens. Oh, not bad, not bad.
Right.
So, in Firestorm, they have the exploding dice mechanic. Any 6 is equal to 2 hits plus a reroll. So I'll take out all the misses first. That was really
I can
jammy.
see a lot of 6s.
That was really jammy. And any 4s, because obviously that is a hard target. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 6s. So I get 5 rerolls, and I need 6s, 5s and 6s. And I get 3 more 6s and a 5. So I get 3 more rerolls, 2 more 6s. That's it. So that was a insanely good bit of rolling there, Tom, which doesn't normally happen. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 6s, which equates to 20 hits, which is insane. Plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 27 hits altogether. But guys, well, that was quite insane. I don't normally get that many hits. 27 altogether.
Wow.
And I think the crit rating on a
when it comes down to it, all ships have a damage rating, which if you beat or exceed the damage rating, they take 1 hull point of damage. They also have a critical rating, where if you exceed the critical rating, you roll on the critical rating chart, which is usually, well, it's always a minimum of 2 damage, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, spaceships, as you can imagine, some of them, not all races, some races have shielding. So this ship does have 1. So if I can get 27 successes, we'll be alright. So shield saves on a 4, 5 or a 6. That really does sum up the look so far, doesn't it? So that poor chap there has taken 27 hits. Now his damage rating is 5, and his critical rating is 6.
And for each time you...
And you can double or triple critical a ship. So obviously 6 is 1, then 12 is 2, 18, 24. So you've done 4 critical hits on that ship. So he is dead because he only has 4 hit points or 4 hull points. But Dan does get to roll on the table because sometimes the ships explode.
Yep.
Okay, so he rolls 2d6 on the table. So
No.
he gets a 7. Essentially with this one, we will explain these a bit more, but we're looking for a double 1.
Now that would have...
That, for example, a double 6, for example, on the table does actually scatter the ship.
Yeah.
So if you... we'll keep as simple as we can. 7 again, the hull breaches, things like that. So there's no massive critical nuclear reaction effect or anything like that. He's just removed from play. He's dead. So there's 1 gone.
My torpedoes are starboard on port, and you would declare them at the same time as well, but I just wanted to do a standard, straightforward shot. Obviously, I could have started going sideways and...
So I mean, positioning is a massive part of the game. So
the game's played in movement.
Yeah, absolutely. So it now flips over to the opponent's side. So it's now me. So we'll get some movement done. Okay, so it's Aquan Prime turn. These ships have a movement of 11, so they have to do a minimum of 5.5 inches. And most of my weapons are starboard and port. I do have fore and aft guns, which is they're a bit of an unusual in that respect. But we're just going to bomb forward. So we'll go 4 like that, and then we're going to do some turning. So it's exactly the same, there to 5, 8, 11. So I'm going to move the full distance with that chap. Now some people do just follow the ships up, but we tend to measure them all, don't we, Dan? Just because it can make a bit of a difference. So same again, he's going to go 4 to there, and he's going to turn to 5. And he'll go another 5 forward like that. So that he's going to line up. This chap's going to go forward 3. Then he will take a turn for 4, forward for 7, and he'll go forward another thing like that. So that's the positioning of my ships there. And obviously now they're not just going to sit there and get pounded by the nasty directorate. They get to fire back. So if I look at my weaponry, I have starboard and port beam weapons at range band 10 and then 20, and I also have fore and aft beam weapons. Now fore and aft aren't going to do anything in this respect. So it's only going to be my port weapons, which is left, but I also have torpedoes. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to link all of my fire in the port, if we're looking at the angles on the bases, because they are actually notched on the bases, thank you Spartan. I'm going to fire all my port weapons at him, linking them together, and then I'm going to link all of my torpedoes together and fire them at him.
Yep.
Okay, so we measure the range. I'm going to declare him as the primary, so he's at 7, so he's well in range band 1, as is that chap, as is that chap.
One thing to note with the beam weapons is that if all of the weapons are within 10 inches and they get the coherent effect, so they will be re-rolling ones.
Yeah,
which is
absolutely.
quite a nice little rule.
They also, Aquans also have a special rule called an energy transfer,
Yeah.
which means I can essentially take some of the energy that I would be firing here and pump it that way.
Yeah.
So normally they'd all get 3 dice, but this turn, essentially they're going to have 4. So as the primary he gets 4, then 4 halved because he's linking in is 2, and halved because he's linking in is 2. So whereas Dan rolled an absolute crazy amount of dice, I've closed range a bit, meaning that I'm not going to roll as many. But Dan's ships are normal as our extra can be. So I do hit on a 4, 5 or a 6. So if I roll the dice, not amazing. So, well, 50-50 I suppose on 4, 5 or 6. No exploding 6s, so 4 hits in total.
And if we quickly have a look to the cruiser, you can see got a damage rating of 4. So that ship would take a hull point of damage.
Yeah.
That takes him down to 3 hull points.
Yeah.
Got the nice little markers that get with the Valhalla set. Brilliant. So now we go on to the torpedoes.
Torpedoes, which I've already nominated against this chap here. I can't change my mind at this point. I think, oh, I'll just pound him a little bit more. We can't do that. Now, torpedoes, they all have 4 dice torpedoes. Now, I have the option of firing 3 single waves of 4 dice,
Yep.
or I can link them all together.
Yep.
For the purpose of this, I'm just going to link them all together. So, same again. 8 dice.
Yep. And this is where torpedoes differ to normal weapons, is that I can attempt to shoot them down. So I've got a PD of 3, which is point defence. So this is linked, same as firing. So that guy gets 3, and the other guys would get 1.5, but you round it down, so they get a total of an extra 2.
Yeah. Now, because you've probably noticed, Dan didn't roll a shield dice for him, so because those directorate ships don't have shields.
Yep, I don't have a shield.
So, but he can shoot down. So what the attacking player rolls his dice, first of all, and you build up your pool of hits. Okay, so I have 1 6 that explodes, it gets me an additional hit, and I get to roll again. So I get another hit there. So in total, I've scored 6 hits.
I rolled my my PD dice down here, and I got a 5 and a 6. Now for PD, 6s are exploded, so it gets another hit and another reroll, which is a 5. So I've shot 4 down.
Yep, so essentially 4 of my successes are gone. That ship takes 2 hits, which isn't enough to hurt it in any way.
Yeah, we found torpedoes to be more effective later on in the game, as their shots don't decrease with losing hull points.
As ships take damage, they become less effective at shooting torpedoes down. They do less damage on the attack, essentially, things like that. So we're going to play through one more round now that we're at close range, and go from there. So if we roll 2d6 again, because at the start of every turn you roll to see who essentially has got the initiative. So I've scored 8 on the dice, Dan, plus 1 from my fleet tactics to 9.
So it looks like the Aquans have taken the initiative there.
So this turn the Aquans have taken the initiative, so I'm going to move first of all. So obviously, as some of you have realised, you may get to the situation where you are
very close.
Very, very close. Now ships have a turn limit as well. It means obviously in space there's continuous momentum, things like that. Some ships have to move forward a certain amount of distance before they can turn.
Mostly the big guys.
Mostly the big guys. These Aquan ships can turn on the spot.
It's crazy. Cruiser with no
to move 5, so he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now sometimes obviously we do clip slightly, mainly because of the beautiful models. 5, 6. Oh, can I get my flank guns in? 7. I'm going to go like that. Yeah? So I can, because I'm going to try and shoot all my weapons
Yeah.
in one go. So his friend will follow. 1, 2. And this chap over here, he might be a bit more difficult. Mind you, the 0 turning circle is absolutely crazy on them. So I'm going to go like that.
Yes.
It's probably guess some races are really good up close, some are not so good up close. So what we're going to do first of all, I'm going to have 1 4-gun there at him, and a 4-gun at him.
Yep.
His 4-guns aren't in arc, essentially.
You'll be able to get.
So I'll do a linked 4-gun attack on him, and then a single 4-gun attack on him. 2 starboard attacks on him as well.
Yep.
He's actually out of arc, I believe. It's to stem to stem, so he's just going to be
able to get that one.
So he'll do a starboard on him, and then they're all going to fire their torpedoes that damage ship.
Yep.
Okay, so let's do the 4-guns first. At 10 inches, I have 5 dice on the 4-gun, so I'm good at like pointing straight at you. So I'll do this one first. It's a straight 5 dice.
Straight 5 dice.
Now, energy weapons within 10 inches get to reroll 1s. Okay, so that's still missed anyway.
You've generated 4.
Yep, that's an exploding attack, so that gets another hit, and then I get to roll again. So there's 5.
And that is enough to do some damage.
So that's 1 point of damage. So over here, he generates 5 dice. His friend puts in 5 halved, rounding down, so he adds 2. So we've got 7 dice this time. This is where the pain's coming down for this. Rerolling 1s. No, so you can only have reroll once. It's a standard. So that generates another hit from a 6. And now I don't get to reroll that one. So that's 5 hits on him as well.
So he's done a point of damage on this guy.
Now starboard weapons, those 2 are both linking on him. So within 10, it's same again guys, it's 3 dice, and his mate adds 1, halved rounding down, because I haven't energy transferred this turn. So same again, now I get to reroll that, still nothing.
That's not enough that time.
But the 6 does generate another attack, which is nothing again, so they've all glanced off. He'll have a starboard at him, we know that's within 10 inches, so we'll not measure that. Same again, only 1 hit, so it's not enough to cause him any bother whatsoever. Torpedoes, I've got 4 dice off each guy, and I'm going to link them together again. So it's 8 dice total.
Yep.
Now, Dan has taken damage, and if you take damage, that reduces your point defence.
Yep. So that guy would originally have a point defence of 3. He's lost 2 hull points, so it's down to 1.
So this is where we're hoping.
And sorry, and I forgot to link in the other guys. So again, so this guy's going to have full point defence of 3. This guy's going to have point defence of 2. So you add them together, 5, halved rounded down. Going to go for 2.
So you've got 3 dice, which is a big difference from last time when I'm rolling 8. So let's see how many successes.
Oh wow! So overall, guys, I got 3 PD, and so far
I have 6 hits.
So
so it's shot half of them down. It's still not enough to cause any damage. So that is we'll end it there. You can do in a more advanced rules, you can board ships and things like that, but we'll leave that to a later video. So it now swings over to Dan's go.
Right then guys, so it's back onto my go. So I've taken a bit of damage here, and I need to do something pretty quick about these guys. Luckily for me, the directorate have got turrets, so I don't have to worry too much about arcs here. So I'm going to try and bomb through him and try and blitz him. Right then guys, so I'm going to go 5 inches here. So if this kind of thing happens, I generally hold the stand above where I am. So it keeps it as still as I can. So I've got 5 inches there. So I'm at 6 for the turn. And then I'm going to move 3 inches up there for 9. So that's going to take up my full turn. Right, this guy. So he's going to move 4 inches there, guys. And again, do a small turn for 5 inches. And then carry on for another up to about there. In Firestorm, ships don't block each other's way. You just can't land on them.
Yeah, you just got to stop on them.
And there is a rule called proximity vectoring, which is it's if you do end up not being able to move where you want to, you basically, how can I explain it? As long as you don't get an extra advantage.
If you can't fit in, you're allowed to.
Yeah, you're allowed to move.
Jiggle it a little bit, so long as it's not unfair.
Yeah. And then finally, this guy. So he's going to move 3 inches there. Turn for 4. Do another 4, and then one last one for there. And then we'll rejig the tokens. So we've got the 3 on that one, and the 2 on that one. Right, guys. So now I'm behind him.
You see, this is if you fire a ship into its rear arc. We'll be careful how we say that. The ship's damage rating and its critical rating are reduced by 1.
Yep.
So that makes quite a big difference on the Akron ships. So, for example, if we have a quick look again, just at the cruisers, just bear with me while I get it up, I want to tell you incorrectly. The damage rating would go down from 5 to 4, and the critical rating down from 6 to 5. Now this could be pretty nasty, particularly with the Directorate. Like one of their big bonuses, as Dan has said, you fly past them and you can still shoot them, whereas other ships, some have pretty much only forward-facing weaponry.
My personal fleet, Dindrenzi, they're just pretty much
all about pointing straight at you. So.
Right then, guys. So what we can see here is that 2 of my ships have taken damage, and I've got one that's undamaged. The one that's undamaged is going to retain the most shots, so I really want to make him my focus for the firing. My torpedoes, I'm going to probably get these 2 guys will torpedo this guy, and then all of my shots will be linking into this guy.
Yep.
So he's going to be my main focus, and wow, Directorate cruisers get 8 shots still at minimum range. That's it. That's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty good.
They are pretty brutal. They have. I mean, Directorate are my personal fleet, and they do have some really nasty rules for killing your crew and things like that. So,
biohazard ammo.
What we'll do a thing at the end, guys, because we're actually going to do a proper battle report as well for you, which will show you all the different sort of rules and such like.
I'm all within 10 inches, so my main guy is going to get 8 shots, and then I'm going to add the shots up for these and half it. So this guy's going to get 7, and this guy's going to get 6. So I'm going to get 13, halved, rounded down, so it's going to leave me with 6. So it's still a lot of firepower.
Still a lot of firepower. I mean, that's like, wow. I've got one shield.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. For the rear arc to work, all ships need to be in the rear arc, and they are. So they all are. So I still need 5s and 6s though, guys. Don't think my rolling will be as good as last time, but we'll see. And I'm re-rolling 1s because I am a beam weapon. So no, definitely not as good as last time. So
oh no, those
got a lot
of few re-rolls for 1s even before exploding dice.
Yeah. So those are discounted, guys. That one goes off the table, so I've rolled another one. So I've got one more 6, so not as crazy as last time. So now, guys, I've got 3 6s, which sometimes you can put extra dice on the table to remind you, and then I get 3 re-rolls. So no. So altogether, guys, I've got 7. We know that's more than the critical rating.
That is more than the critical
5,
rating.
But Tom does have a shield, so now he gets 1d6.
1d6.
Always got it.
I have 1 success, so it literally takes one success away from Dan. It's 6, which is still enough to beat the critical rating.
Only 1 crit this time, guys.
So there is a handy chart in the back of the book. So first of all, 2d6, so it's a 10.
Which is main drive failure.
We don't have this memorised.
Main drive failure.
Dan
so,
memorised.
I've played it too many times.
So my ship there, Poor Ship, takes 2 damage.
2 damage.
And there is also a token for main drive failure, which I believe makes him less manoeuvrable.
He cannot turn, and he moves half speed.
There you go.
So that's pretty.
Some of the effects can
nasty,
be really nasty. Yeah, that's it.
And then I've got torpedoes, guys. So I've got 2 lots of torpedoes going into that guy, wasn't it, Thomas?
Yep.
So I've got 4 torpedoes each, and I'm going to do this as 2 separate attacks on this one, Tom.
Okay. So this is a good example as to what we do on there, because my ship has a point defence of 3.
Yeah.
Now,
and then you can link
I can link in his mates. He's taken 2 damage, so he's down to 1, and he's on 3 as well, which halved rounded down is also 1. So in total, I have a point defence pool of 5 dice.
Yep.
Now I have to decide, because they're coming in 2 volleys, how I split them. So for the first 4 dice done, I'm going to do 3 against him.
Okay.
And we compare them up.
Oh, shocking.
Dan gets 1. I stop none. Now that success goes in its own separate side, and then Dan is basically going to.
You do have the shield as well, so you've still got the shield.
Yeah, there we go. I also have a shield.
Oh, that's taken him.
Which has stopped it.
Yep.
So no successes so far.
So the next round of torpedoes. No, still we know that's not going to be.
It's 2. We roll it, and I've stopped them with the shields as well.
Yeah.
So unfortunately for Dan, that wasn't amazing. So it's back over to my movement. Okay, so one of the benefits of my fleet normally is their manoeuvrability, but main drive failure means that I can't turn.
Yep.
So all this chap's going to do is move forward 5, like that. And he takes his tokens with him. You can get to repair things at the end of the turn as well, but this is going to be our final turn for the demonstration purposes. So his mates, however, he's going to go forward 3, 4 to there, 5 round to there, 6, 7. So he's going to go like that. So you can really get some bizarre turning situations. So he's going 4 to there, and he's going to go the other way, I think, Dan.
Yep.
In fact, he'll go forward 2 more to 7, 8, like that. So they're going to defend their comrade that's in bother. So what we're going to do. The damage one will fire his aft guns at your cruiser there that's taken damage first of all, and then these will both fire their port or starboard, because we're obviously facing the way.
Yeah, we can link them. Yeah.
He'll fire at him. He'll fire at him.
Yep.
And then they're going to link all of their torpedoes at this chap.
Yep.
Okay, so
brilliant.
We will measure the range on this one. So the aft gun first of all, stem to stem, he's just out of 10, so he's in range band 2. So now every ship's got its own sort of range bandings, dice and things like that. Essentially it means that he's rolling 4 dice. So, however, 2 damage takes 2 out of my firing pool. So I'm rolling 2 dice. So I get 1 success, which we know isn't enough to damage the directorate.
But it's always worth a go.
It's always you never know. I've seen people roll 6 sixes back to back and absolutely decimate people with 1 man. So, starboard and port weapons. He's within range band 1, as is he. So
we'll be re-rolling any ones.
3 dice. This one, first of all, you damage ship. See, that's a bit better. A 4, 5 and a 6. So that's an additional hit. And another roll, which unfortunately I don't get to re-roll. So that's 4. I don't think that's enough.
So we know, well,
I am in your rear arm.
Yeah, it's definitely enough. I'm damage rating 4, crit rating 7. So that would go down to a 3 and a 6. So it's caused a point of damage that one this time.
So all we do is exchange the token. We tend to count down. Some people count up. It's entirely up to you, however you want to do it, guys. That one there on that cruiser. Oh, that's a bit terrible. Only 1 hit, so nothing. Now all the torpedoes, because I know that ship's taking 2 damage, and his mate's taking damage, so he's only going to have like sort of 3 point defence in total. I'm going to link them all together. Now torpedoes never suffer minuses for damage.
So it makes them good at later game,
So essentially I'm still rolling 8 dice, even though one of my ships has taken a bit of a pounding.
So I'm going to get 1 PD from the first guy, and then I'll link the other, so I'm going to get 3 and 1. So that's a generate total of 4, half that guy's. So yeah, that's going to leave me with 3 PD. So let's see what happens.
Roll off. Oh, that's a bit terrible.
I've got 1. Shot 1 down.
I've only scored 4.
So I've shot one of those down.
See those down
but
there? So
it is an aft.
Yes.
It is an aft shot. So it will cause a point of damage.
So he is down to 1 damage. It's not enough to finish him off, unfortunately. So
you can see the resilience of cruisers. It can be quite tough.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, obviously, when you drop in your big battle cruisers in, just to give you an example, if we look at the battleship for the Aquans. That has a damage rating of 7 and a crit rating of 10 and crazy amounts of weaponry. As all the bigger ships do, as you'd imagine. So we're going to end it there, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you want to learn more about Firestorm Armada, myself and Dan are going to play a 1,000-point battle report, which is going to be my directorate against Dan's Dindrenzi.
In a training battle.
A training
battle,
yeah.
Training ground.
We're still
battle.
learning, but thanks to Spartan Games for their support so far as well.
Brilliant.
Thanks to the community as well, the guys. If you're interested in Firestorm, jump on the Facebook, jump on the forums. Everyone's really friendly that plays the game. We're here to help all the time as well. If you're local to us or want to travel to us and play us, we absolutely love you forever. So, thanks for watching, guys. See you later.
Cheers, guys.